Hello and welcome to the Glamptuary podcast, where we talk about the experiential outdoor hospitality industry and glamping. I'm your host, Bobby Marsden. We are off and running in season 2, and you are in episode 2 with Jesse Roesler and Air Outpost. Now, in episode 1, we got a brief introduction to both Jesse and Etienne, and we heard a little bit about their properties and what this is all about. In episode 2 with Jesse, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into his why. Why does he want to open up a glamptuary? Why does he want to take all of this on? And why does he want to share it with the world? Why is this important to him? Why should it be important to you? So sit back, relax, and enjoy episode 2 with Jesse Roesler and Air Outpost. Hey Jesse, good to see you again.
Likewise, good to see you.
So I know you obviously have a lot going on. How are things going in preparation?
Things are great. Friend is going to be staying here tomorrow, so I'm just getting everything ready. We've got a deck that's being built as we speak. He's holding on the hammering, so so we could talk in quiet. But yeah, things are moving.
That's awesome. Well, I would love to dive in a little bit deeper if you're open to it, to your why. I always, find it interesting to understand what's the real motivator behind why someone wants to do something, especially the size and this undertaking of opening up a property, inviting people and you don't know to share it with you. You mentioned in the previous episode, it was something you wanted to share with your children and you wanted them to be able to experience things that you experienced. Talk a little bit more about your why and what you're hoping to accomplish for yourself and what you'd hope your guests are able to take away if they come and stay with you.
Absolutely. I do think it goes all the way back to growing up in rural Wisconsin in the country and having experiences both where I grew up and then on family land, which was primarily hunting land, but we'd go out there and just putz around in the woods and on the stream and having really, beautiful experiences that you can't have anywhere else and spending time in nature in that way. I learned at a young age, like when I got stressed or down about something, I could go be in nature and I would turn that mood around. There's something very healing about it. And so actually that sort of, I always knew that. And then I went and lived in the city and then I moved back out like we talked about during the pandemic. And when I did, my work, production, film and TV, it really evaporated for a number of months there at the start of the pandemic. And as a result, I was able to really dig into nature and spend more time noticing things in nature. And at the same time, I had contacted a friend of mine who's a forager and a forager chef, Alan Bergo, and said, we both got a ton of time on your hands. Restaurants are closed. Production is down. Let's make something. And so we made a foraging and cooking show. And that blew my mind and opened my eyes to all the plant life that's always surrounded me. And I got to know it on a more intimate level. Which changed the way I view the natural world completely and brought me closer to it. That experience prompted me to launch a podcast called Open Air Humans, which is all about how time spent in nature makes us happier, healthier, more creative. So guests like Alan, the Wisco birder, birders, foragers, long distance hikers, culinary adventures like Andrew Zimmern, were on the show. But all with that core idea, like how does time spent outside make us better? And so having that, getting inspired by all the guests on the show is like, okay, can we create an experiential offering where people can take the concepts of open air living or free loose sleeve, as the Nordics like to say, who's also a guest recently on the podcast, and encourage people to do those things that put you in that frame of mind and mindset and can be restorative, very restorative via nature immersion. So that's where the idea for the Open Air Outpost came from, was kind of through the Open Air Humans. Meanwhile, we're also making bespoke inns for Magnolia Network. So I'm getting firsthand knowledge of how people are running similar offerings in these small, tiny inns. And so the dots started connecting between the podcast and the show. And I'm like, okay, there's this beautiful land, by putting a structure or two there, we could start to offer these types of experiences to people. And so here we are, not much long after those things started, that we're starting this thing.
That's super exciting. It's funny how life can take those twists and turns, and maybe something you've always wanted to have happen just kind of manifests itself. And I think it's just a testament to your character, and knowing who you are, knowing what you want to share. And now you have this amazing opportunity to share it with people. And it sounds like food would obviously be an experience that someone might be able to share. And I got to imagine there's probably a ton more. And so what we're going to do is we're going to save all those experiences for the next episode, but can't wait to hear about them all. And again, let your carpenter know he can start swinging the hammer again. Yeah.
I should probably go help him. Yeah.
That might be nice. All right, Jesse, I'll let you get back to it. We'll see you on the next episode.
All righty.
Okay, so we have gotten to know Jesse a little bit better. We've gotten to know what his why is. Why is this important to him? But now we want to dive into what it is that he's offering on the property, and all of that's going to be in the next episode. To follow along, simply go to www.glamptuary.com, and you can follow every episode on that website, both in video and audio. You can also follow along on various platforms like Apple, Pandora, and Stitcher. However you want to follow, we just ask that you follow, and we hope you enjoy. We'll see you in the next episode.